In this video, we're going to look at using formatting dot codes to further enhance the look and feel of a dialog. In the previous video, we established a horizontal divider dialog element in this dialog, and that horizontal divider is displaying the text client attorney information. Well, right now, that text is pretty plain vanilla. It's not very conspicuous. It doesn't really stand out and offer the kind of distinction that we want to make between the variables up here in this first grouping and the variables down here in this second grouping. So what I'm going to do with this particular dialog element is I'm going to go ahead and get into the dialog editor, and I'm going to get into the dialog element editor. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of the text within this caption field. Now I'm going to right-click on this text, and you'll see at the bottom of the right-click menu there are 4 groupings of what we call dot codes. Now dot codes can be used in a variety of different ways to perform specific functions. Our objective here is to apply some formatting to this text, and we can do that by way of some character format dot codes. So this first grouping of dot codes down here in the right-click menu gives us access to various formatting specific dot codes. I'm just going to go ahead and click on the first one here, the bold dot code. Now what that's going to do in the text is it's going to create some dot codes. There's one right here. This is the bold dot code, and the reason we call it a dot code is because it's got a little period in there within the chevrons, and then there is a corresponding bold end code. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on OK and see what this does here to the text within that horizontal divider. You can see it clearly bolds it, makes it a little more conspicuous. Well, we could take this a step further. I'm going to get back into that horizontal divider, and you can use multiple dot codes on the same text. And by the way, you can apply this sort of formatting or implement dot codes in variable prompts as well. We happen to be doing it here within the text of a dialog element, but you can also do this to individual variable prompts and enhance the look of those as well. So I'm going to go ahead and right click now with the bold formatting established, and maybe I come in here to the character format grouping again and I click on italics. So now I have both italic and bold dot codes, and so the effect in the interview is to go ahead and bold and italicize the text within that dialog element. Now, one other thing you may want to do, in addition to doing things like bolding and italicizing, involves resizing the text, making it bigger or smaller, usually bigger. But I'm going to go ahead and select all of this again, right-click, and then in the character format grouping, I'm going to go to the size dot code. Now, in doing that, I'm going to get a follow-up asking whether I want to increase or decrease the font size. The default is to increase it. And then we need to tell HotDocs the percentage increase. The default here is 50%, but you can modify that up or down as desired. I'm going to leave it at 50%. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And now you'll see the effect in the interview is not only to bold and italicize that code or that text, but it's now clearly bigger as a result of implementing that size dot code. So you can use single or multiple formatting dot codes on the text within a horizontal divider dialog element or a text style dialog element. And as I mentioned earlier, you can also use formatting dot codes to enhance individual variable prompts as well.